Today is the big tank move day, and I have worked out the best way to get help is to organise them some food and some coffee. So let's feed the boys. They'll be here soon, and we're going to move our or shut down our Cade 600 tank and move over to the Cade 900 PR Series 2, which I'm really excited about, and I can't wait to change the tank. It's going to be a bigger tank. Like, come on, stick around. Let's do this. G'day everyone, my name is David Mine. Welcome back to Time Reefer TV. And today we've got the Backstreet Boys from Reef Galleria Aquarium in South Melbourne, and we are going to move this tank into this tank. Now, I can't wait to get started. We've come up with a bit of plan. So Billy, while we get started on shutting down this tank, please give us 5 tips on moving a tank, because you do this day in, day out, and please don't look at Google.
Look, firstly, I'd always pick a day that's neither too hot or too cold, because that's obviously going to influence how the whole day actually runs. So generally, when I'm doing a big tank move, we normally try to get at least a large amount of water prepared and ready, and also heated. So if it's generally like about approximately 200 litres or less, that's when I'll actually carry drums and actually just do a complete tank transfer with the existing water. But if it's more than 200 litres, I normally call a guy out who will prepare heated water to do the actual water transfer itself. So considering it pretty much a 100% water change, but I guess the most important factor is trying to keep that bacteria alive. So when the tank, I guess, stabilizes and cycles through, you won't get a bit of a shock. So that's very important too. Okay, so when you're moving your tank, it's best to actually be organized and make a plan for the day so you know what you're doing. So make sure you have your equipment ready. Suction cups help a lot. Have your buckets ready so you can isolate your corals and also your fish. And if you have certain corals that are aggressive, such as anemones, make sure you actually get some bags too. So maybe you get them from your local aquarium stores, or even get those plastic tubs, because you don't want them to sting other corals. We normally start by, I normally start by reducing half of the water in the actual tank. At that point, it makes it a lot easier to extract or take out the corals and place them wherever you want. Once all the corals are out, we start by removing all the rocks. Keep the rocks warm and moist. Very important. I normally keep them in an esky. So with an esky, with some wet paper, newspaper towels, and close the lid, and that's about it. So but you got to do everything quite efficiently and quickly too at the same time. After the rocks are out, catch a fish. If you have a portable air stone, most likely a battery powered portable air stone, it's good to run these where you're keeping the fish itself, and also if you want to also keep your bacteria alive too at the same time. So very important, battery backups. You can find them either from your local aquarium stores or even online. They're pretty easy to find.
So we're just siphoning the water into a couple of buckets now. One bucket's going to be for coral, is that right, Jack?
Correct.
And one is going to be for fish.
So maybe 2 buckets for coral, because we don't want them to sting each other in the bucket.
Yeah, and like as Billy said before, you've got to make sure you've got a way to keep your bacteria alive as well as your fish. So the bacteria is already going to be okay, because there's a pump circulating water in the sump until we're ready to move it. And just with the fish bucket, we're going to put a little air pump that Billy showed you before to keep oxygen in the water and something circulating. I am going to hang on to all this water that we're siphoning out, just in case I fall a little bit short. And worst case scenario, we've got Reef Galleria Aquarium down the road that I can duck out and get some water from.
To glue them close.
You guys see that? Is that focusing? Look at all the vermeted snails on this. I can't believe how crazy they've multiplied. So I think I'm actually going to move the rock over from this tank just for the beneficial bacteria, but I'm probably going to start with all brand new rock and then spend a bit of time cleaning up the coral before attaching them, because these guys aren't good. You know, they send out a little bit of a web to catch detritus, but it also touches coral as it annoys them. I believe it also stunts their growth, but man, that is crazy. That is riddled, and so are the rocks.
So we're just about to start rinsing this paleo sand, which we recommended to David, and David has decided to go with. Paleo sand is great for a reef tank, or any pure aragonite sand is great for a reef tank because of the white color. The white will actually reflect more light up onto your corals. Plus, paleo sand is a pure aragonite. The benefit of a pure aragonite is that it will hold your pH higher, and it has more of your macro elements within the actual sand. We're going to get the sand out of the bag, and we're going to clean the sand.
Absolutely. Okay. I will take the hose.
You can use the hose. I'll tell you when.
I will spray it off.
Yeah.
I'll spray it.
Ready?
Yeah.
Alright, let's do it.
First,
So cut the bag open,
now what do we do next?
and we're pouring the sand in.
Pee-you!
Yeah, a bit dusty.
Pee-you!
Do you want to pour the rest in?
It's so
Grab,
stink.
grab it there and there. There you go. Do you want to squeeze it, and I'll do it so it stays on. Keep going, squeeze harder. Okay, you can let go. And it stays on.
Like, that's why you need to wash
It's
the
so
sand.
milky.
That's milk! Look at that. So that colour is why we have to rinse the sand. That's a lot of dust. That's a lot of dust. We're just going to let it flow like this. The hose is in the bottom of the bucket, so it's going to flow and bring all the dust through. It's going to rinse the sand automatically, because I don't want to sit here for 3 hours rinsing sand. So,
So important to wash the sand. It's like milk in it, that's it. It's dirty though, so no licking it. Okay. Alright, so we've got all the equipment off the tank now. That's sitting in the tub. We've got the fish sitting in a bucket with a little air stone, and Billy's actually covered the top so the fish can't jump out. Got corals into a bucket. Jack's washing sand. Now we've got this little bit of water here. We're going to siphon that because I actually need to keep this water to top it up. We're going to siphon it straight to the sump and just pass it through this to keep it clean. And then we're going to slide the tank out. Then I've got my man Lee, who's my Sparky, just standing behind the camera there. He's going to come in and put in a new power point just behind the tank, so it's dedicated just for the tank, and I don't have to run extension cables anywhere to find power. It's just going to make it look a lot neater. Is that right, Aston?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Can we start sucking the water out?
Yes.
Fantastic. Thank you.
I can do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so while we've got all the sand washed now, Jack's going to start cleaning some of the equipment so we can transfer the equipment over. Thank you very much, Jack.
no worries.
We've got Lee outside here just putting in a power point behind the cabinet for me, so it's going to look super neat. Billy's bringing in the wash sand. We're going to transfer the wash sand into the tank now. This tank is pretty much pulled apart. Aston's been an incredible help. Say hi, Aston.
Hi.
How you going?
Good.
You like the new fish tank?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to get the sand in now. We'll put the rock in and we'll start pumping the water over. Now, I'm using the Aquaforest reef salt, and I've been using it like pretty much from literally a couple of months in. I've been mixing the water in these two drums here for a few hours now. So it should be pretty pretty clear. Aquaforest salt mixes extremely quickly, and I'm a big fan of their salt. So we've got that's already heating, so you've got some heater in there with water circulating to try and make sure the water is matched in temperature as much as possible. And like Billy said, we're treating it just like a very, very big water change by moving it over to a new tank. So this media, I'm going to move over. Those mantis blocks I've put in there for probably about a week now. I'm going to get that into one of these Aquabella stands, and then I'm going to do something different with those media chambers there. I'm not sure what yet, but we're going to figure it out. So Now we're going to get the sand in. Is that right, Billy?
Yeah, let's start by putting a nice even amount of sand in.
Yeah, and it's a good opportunity for you to, you know, really clean out and service your equipment while you've got the tank ripped apart, because, you know, it's a bit of a chore, no one likes to do it, but when you're changing over to your tanks, it's a good opportunity to do that. And this sand is pretty clean now. Obviously it was quite milky when when the water was put in there, but the little bit left is just gonna settle and get skimmed out anyway. So you can see the sand's a really nice coarse consistency. It's not gonna get blown around while Aston just lances the tank in the back with the conduit. But can we not touch the camera, please, mate? Right? But a really nice colour, so I'm pretty keen to get this in.
Can I help?
Yeah, man.
Billy is just levelling it all out. And I mean, it's not crucial to have the sand exactly level, right? But I mean, it's going to settle over time.
It out.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
And the pumps will level it out. I think
Yeah.
25 kilos is a decent amount of sand too, isn't it? Pretty deep.
Once it settles, yeah. Once the water goes in, it'll settle a bit more. Level it out.
I'm okay, Daddy. I still want fun.
Right, and then once we get our rock in there, we'll just have to like make sure the rock actually touches the bottom of the aquarium.
So it doesn't move?
So it doesn't move. And because of all the vermiculite snails, I've decided to build a new rockscape, so we'll work on
Your
that.
wind is up here, Billy. I'm
Deep sand
okay.
bed, so I might even end up removing some for another tank perhaps, but
Billy, I'm
we'll
just
see
here.
how it goes. Billy, hey, you're a bit high there, you gotta go down one.
David's brand new skimmer. Brand new. Look how clean that is.
So clean, but it also is a new skimmer. So that's the Great White GW7 Plus model, due to be released soon in the market. A new DC variable control pump, super quiet. It's a pipeless design, so the silencer is actually built into the neck. This here is actually the air control valve. So you can adjust how much airflow you get into the chamber. And the new design is actually a twist neck to lock it in. So it's got a little O-ring inside, and you twist the cup on, twist it off. Super easy to get on and off.
Not
You
bad.
don't accidentally dump a whole lot of skimmate into your tank. So we are going to test our water now, like I said before, using a refractometer. I'm lucky enough to be using a digital one. Now it's really important to make sure we're matching our salinity so there's as minimal change as possible, and adjust if necessary. So this one's really easy, just squirt it on the screen there, hit read. That comes at a 1027, so that's going to need a little bit of RO water in there. We'll check the other barrel. This makes it super easy. I hate using those ones where you look through the little optics. So this is 1021. I don't know why that's so little. Like 4 litres and 4 kilos of salt in both. Make sure all the salt's mixed up. Aha. So this one here, the salt has all mixed up. This one's got a little bit on the bottom, so I'm just going to get something to stir that up. That should be enough to make sure the water's definitely warm. So we're temperature matched. We're going to plug up our skimmer, return lines in, thanks to Billy. We'll get a skimmer in there, then what's next?
What's next?
Once Lee's finished with that, we'll get the power, push the tank back,
Yep, we'll level it out, make sure it's nicely centered.
and then we can start filling with water.
Fill it with water, go existing water. That's it. Can't believe even with the booster pump. it's
So
pretty slow.
the reason why I've got these guys over is because this little dude is taking up a lot of my time. I say hi. Say hi, everybody. Do you like the new tank? Yes. Yes, I do. See, he likes the new tank.
Hey guys, as you can see, we're filling up David's tank right now. So make sure when you are filling up your tank, you got to make sure the temperature is at the right temperature, well, the ideal temperature. There's salinity. Those are two very important factors, especially when you're filling up the tank up. And the thing is, we're practically using 80% new water into an already established system. So if you can keep those two parameters very stable at the right parameters, you'll be fine. So, but also gradually fill it up too. So don't rush it too much.
stretch. The boys from Reef Galleria have had to shoot off because obviously they're at work today, but thank you so much to those guys for your help. I've had to chuck in a couple of extra heaters just to bring the tank up to temp because for some reason the temperature of the containers over there wasn't enough. The water has cleared up heaps thanks to the skimmer. I've switched that on and that is skimming out all that milkiness from the aragonite. But I've put these rocks in. I've decided I'm going to build a whole new scape just because of the amount of vermited snails that are actually on my rock work. It's horrible and disgusting. And it's been, you know, obviously stunting a lot of growth of corals as well. So I'm going to build a whole new scape. So I won't do that today, I'll do that on another day. But yeah, slowly going to start acclimatizing the coral and then the fish after that again. Get everything in there. Hopefully the water completely clears up. Still playing around with wave maker location. And I've got to get the light hooked up. So I'm going to slowly lean up all the cables and just take my time to do it properly. I've been able to mount all my controllers on the side, which is fantastic. But I can't wait to get this scape going and get this finished, to be honest. It's been a long day. It's looking at about 4 o'clock now. Yeah, 3:45. So it's been a pretty big day, but... So the tank move's been a complete success. Thankfully, the boys from Reef Galleria made it that much easier to get this all sorted. Hope you guys learned a couple of things from that video. Now don't forget to hit that like button, leave a comment down below, and please smash that subscribe button if you're liking what I'm doing here, because there's plenty and plenty of more awesome videos to come from this tank. And my friends, till next time, peace!
5 tips, man. Easy, man.
That's just what you do.
Recording?
You said, is it recording?
Is it recording? Alright, so.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Aragonite base. Take two.
So much muscle in the tank.
Mate.
Whoa, shit. What'd you do?
No.
Oh, look at this. Thank God you caught it.
Yeah, I thought someone got electrocuted.